I know, this is a channel about living in Fort Collins, Colorado. But I think one thing you'll learn and discover very quickly about Fort Collins is it really encompasses Northern Colorado. So we've done videos about living in Northern Colorado and different areas, pros and cons. We've spread our wings to look outside of just Fort Collins because I've discovered, working with as many people from out of state moving in, that when they get here, Fort Collins is obviously a wonderful place to live. But whether it might be price point or just opportunity or essentially different ideas of what they're looking for, different views, build types, community feel, it really does encompass a lot of different areas in Northern Colorado: Loveland, Windsor, Timnath. So today, what we will be talking about is the top 5 reasons to move to Windsor, Colorado. What's up, everybody? This is Patrick Soukup with Soukup Real Estate Services here in Fort Collins, Colorado. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if what you're looking at learning is everything Northern Colorado, Fort Collins, and today, Windsor. And at the end of the video, if you enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up, comment, engage, interact. We really enjoy talking to the people that are watching these videos. And as much as we like making these real estate videos for YouTube, we like more working with buyers, sellers, and investors for all their real estate needs for everything here in Northern Colorado. So if you're looking at relocating or moving to Northern Colorado, Fort Collins, Windsor, give me a call, text, email, whatever it is, I've got your back. And without any further delay, let's jump into the top 5 reasons of moving to Windsor, Colorado. Enjoy. All right, number 1, with a population of just about 30,000 people, or about 1/8 of the amount of Fort Collins, Colorado, it actually only has, or it has about half the land area that Fort Collins does. So there is plenty of room to grow. I mean, literally from I-25 with Highland Meadows right there off of County Road 5, all the way to the backside where it's touching Severance, Windsor really spreads out, and then north and south too. Rain Dance growing all the way up to Crossroads, and Jessup Farms and Windshire, everything like that is moving into the north. So Windsor is this very small community of only 30,000 people, but spread out. So there are tons of areas to grow, places to build, develop, and really what that does and allows you is to see the views. You're further away from the foothills, not necessarily right on top of it, so you get to see the 14ers, the peaks, Long's Peak, all of the foothills, and the area is really not dense at all. People are spread out, larger lots, larger areas. Traffic, without talking about Old Town Windsor, is really not that big of a deal. They're working on some different congestion points, and I think over the near future, we'll get that figured out. So number 1, we in Windsor don't necessarily have the amount of people that Fort Collins does, but we have almost half as much area. So lots of area to live in Windsor, Colorado. Number 2, the median price of a home, about $480,000 as of May 2021. That's about 10 to 15%, depending on what month, of a reduction comparatively to Fort Collins. So the old saying, drive till you can afford, definitely applies to Windsor, Colorado. And if you're looking at buying but can't necessarily afford the $500,000 to $600,000 house in Fort Collins, there might be some $375,000 to $450,000 options in Windsor, Colorado. So number 2 is going to be affordability in Windsor, Colorado. All right, number 3, the Windsor Lake and outdoor recreation. It's fun watching my sister's family grow up in Windsor and being able to go to Eastman Park and watch my little nephew play soccer, football, or whatever, and then also look and walk around Windsor Lake, whether it's Walk MS or Thursday night concerts at Windsor Lake. They really focus on community, building community, and as you're driving into Windsor, I'm really hoping that they build this monument of a sign, because right now they just kind of have a temporary sign, but it tells you what's happening in this community, because there's really one main way into Windsor and one main way out. And their focus on the outdoor living activity and community is really what separates Windsor as a small community comparatively to Fort Collins, which is a much larger one, and really allows you to feel a part of something growing. So number 3, Windsor Lake and the outdoor recreation. Reason number 4, be a part of something growing, and building an identity is part of Windsor. I'm working with lots of different people from all over the country, and one of the things that draws them to Fort Collins is really their open-mindedness, their willingness to accept people for who they are. And there is this, feel of Larimer County versus Weld County, maybe liberal versus conservative, and I don't necessarily think that's the case. I do feel like that, yes, Larimer County does lean a little bit more liberal and Weld County absolutely does lean a little bit more conservative. But within those areas, these kind of metro areas, the towns and cities themselves are accepting, opening, and seemingly kind and willing to adapt, adjust to the changing of the world. Not necessarily like in any bad way or negative way, but just not prejudice. And that's one thing that I think is really cool about Windsor is it's this really young family feel, this family community that's building this identity that is Windsor, with Rain Dance and Greenspire and these different communities that are focused around building a community. Windsor has this really cool opportunity to start small, and as it's grown over 50% in the last 10 years and will continue to exponentially increase, be a part of something really cool and be an amazing community now and in the future. So reason number 4 is be a part of something new, growing, and building an identity. And the 5th and final reason to move to Windsor, Colorado. Now this is selfish. This is, after all, Living in Fort Collins, the YouTube channel. If you're living in Windsor, Colorado, you're probably only about 15 to 25 minutes to Fort Collins. And as much as I love Windsor and the opportunities, the restaurants, the people, the outdoor living, as we spoke about in previous top reasons to move, it still is a commuting community. And there's not a ton of entertainment options. So you will find yourself needing and or wanting to make your way up to Fort Collins, and only being 15 to 25 minutes depending on which town side of Windsor you're coming from and which part of Fort Collins you're going to really is not too bad. And with County Road 5 being expanded and I-25 at certain times of the day could absolutely be congested, you can either take Carpenter or you can take County Road 5 to Harmony Inn or I-25 all the way down to Mulberry. There's a multitude of options to make your way to Fort Collins. So reason number 5 to move to Windsor, Colorado is your proximity to Fort Collins. Ultimately, Windsor is a phenomenal place, but it is all growing based off of Fort Collins, Colorado. So ultimately, you're probably going to be wanting to spend some time, if not a lot of time, in Fort Collins. And only being 15 to 25 minutes really is not too big of a deal. So there it is, people, the top 5 reasons to move to Windsor, Colorado. Number 1, a population of only 30,000 people, but a landmass half as big as Fort Collins. Fort Collins has 170,000 people and only 30,000 in Windsor. Number 2, the prices of homes. Yes, they're expensive. Northern Colorado is being more and more expensive with how many people want to live in this beautiful place, but it is more affordable than Fort Collins. And number 3, Windsor Lake and the outdoor activities. Eastman Park, spending time with families, with the Windsor Rec, putting on flag football and soccer, baseball, you name it. These outdoor living activities is really a focus, and the concerts and whatever else you might want to do, there are options and really fun options and beautiful scenery and locations within Windsor. And number 4, being a part of something growing, a cool identity, this young family vibe feel in Windsor, and discovering who they are, which restaurants are gonna make their way there, which restaurants are gonna survive, thrive, and where it's gonna go from now and in the future is gonna be very exciting because it will absolutely grow very quickly. And number 5, yeah, Windsor's phenomenal. Spend your time there. Go outdoors to Windsor Lake, to the mill, the Hearth, you know, different areas, High Hops Brewery, lots of great options. But if you want more of a major metro feel, make your way to Fort Collins. It's only gonna take you 15 to 25 minutes. So hopefully these 5 reasons have helped you understand why maybe moving to Windsor, Colorado could be a phenomenal alternative option to Fort Collins, or maybe not an alternative option, but your number 1 option. That's completely okay too. Hopefully this video has helped. And again, as much as we like making these real estate videos for YouTube, we like more working with buyers, sellers, and investors for all their real estate needs here in Northern Colorado, in Windsor, Loveland, Fort Collins, you name it, I've got your back when it comes to moving or relocating here to Northern Colorado. Until next time, guys, take care.